This has been an insane week in the world of AI. ChatGPT can now build full iOS apps on your Mac. Ben Affleck weighs in on the movie industry and how AI is changing it very quickly. GPT bots are now going to construction sites and doing the job of construction managers. And AI bots are going into the wild and committing cybercrime. This is going to be a fascinating video, so let's jump right in. All right, so the first thing I wanted to bring you is just a really quick meme. I saw this and it made me crack up. So I've been in AI and crypto for a really long time, and I have seen people jumping from AI to crypto, including myself, AI to crypto. So I saw this meme and I just cracked up. So you could see this is the VCs leaving AI back to crypto. So as crypto pumps, all the VCs looking to ride the wave are moving from AI back to crypto. So I thought that was hilarious. You can see all these guys and girls packing this train here. So jumping right in. So this is one of the most fascinating things I've seen recently. So ChatGPT for macOS has existed for a while now. It's been out for a few months. I want to say like 3, 4, 5, 6 months now. But what they just did is you can now add the opportunity to use ChatGPT in your apps. So there's certain apps like Xcode and other apps that it's built into. So I'm going to play a short clip from this video and it's going to show you how this works. It's really, really cool.
So imagine I'm building an iPhone app and I have my Xcode project open here. Previously, I would have had to copy my code back and forth from Xcode into ChatGPT. Well, now with this new integration that I enabled, I can click the Xcode button here and ChatGPT can immediately see the Swift code I'm working on. Check out this example. So OpenAI O1 first created this entire app from scratch.
Okay, so just to recap real quick, what he's doing is this little box he has open in the bottom here, that's ChatGPT for macOS. So it works natively with macOS now. You can open it up and it can start helping you with stuff. And I'll go through some other examples later. But in this example, he's in Xcode, which is a code editor for building iOS apps, like mobile apps for your iPhone. And basically he's working with something here that's he's building out here. And he basically opened up ChatGPT and he's giving it this reference file of this Swift file in this iOS app he's building, and he's going to tell it to do something. And let's see how easy this is.
Track the ISS and astronauts in space in real time. But say I want to add a new feature to this app. I can simply write, add a new screen in the center with the live stream. Now ChatGPT has the context about my existing Swift code and starts suggesting the changes. That's done, so I can just jump back in and update the code. Let's build the app. Let's Command R. Great. It's pretty cool. The live stream is right there with even a fancy icon for it. And I could keep on going and adding new features, but for now, let's ship this update.
Okay, so all he basically did was go in, reference to ChatGPT that he's working on this code in Xcode, told it what he wanted to do with the app. So he said, hey, I want to add this screen, and it wrote the code, and he just basically put that code in there, and it worked immediately. And you can see how cool that was. It added that little screen down here, this little button, this live stream button in the middle of his app, and if you click that, it loads the live stream. So very, very cool. Now, the next thing he's going to do is actually going to ship this, which is also really cool.
Let's ship this update. I'm going to switch to the terminal, and I'm going to now ask ChatGPT to work with my terminal. I'm going to tell Chat.
So that little button he's clicking there, it goes from working with Xcode to working with terminal. So you can pair these apps. I don't know how many apps that they're going to allow with this new work with feature, but terminal and Xcode are huge, massive, massive. And obviously when they go to Windows, I'm sure they'll add, VS Code and other stuff. Hopefully Cursor too. That'd be really cool.
ChatGPT to help me push this on GitHub. Now, given that ChatGPT has the context of the two apps, Xcode and the terminal, ChatGPT can help write commit messages based on the work we just done. It can also help troubleshoot errors if you have any or install missing dependencies based on anything it sees in your terminal output. And that's it. ChatGPT helped me iterate on this app. It's like having a pair.
Okay, so what's really, really cool about that is that it took the reference from what it did earlier, so it understood that it made changes to the files earlier, and then when it's going to push this code now to GitHub, it now is referencing, understanding that it did work in the other application, and it's telling you what to do in this application in terms of pushing that code to GitHub. So what's really, really amazing about that is that it's thinking about the work that it did in a different application and applying that to work that it's doing in another application here, which is terminal, which is pushing that code. So obviously this is really, really cool for coders. It's basically having a pro coder with you that's helping you write the code, helping you deploy the code. Insane. I mean, I've worked with coders for many, many years, and this reminds me of work that I used to do when I was, working with apps. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I needed some help. I would have like a senior dev help me along the way, and I would be like a junior dev that was doing that work. You basically have a senior dev with you all the time. Insanely cool stuff. I can't wait for this to roll out. I believe it already has. I haven't actually tested this out yet, but I just wanted to bring this to you. And so some other really cool stuff here in this thread here by Min Choi. Awesome follow, by the way. I highly recommend you follow him. I also recommend you follow me at Mark Gadala. I post a ton of really cool stuff on Twitter, so definitely follow us both. And by the way, if you like this kind of content, definitely subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be doing a ton more like this. I'm going to do a weekly review every single week of the new stuff that comes out in the AI world. And I also release a ton of other awesome information related to AI, crypto, making money online, tons of cool stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe to the channel and like this video if you like this kind of content as well. And I'd always love to what you hear, to hear what you have to say in terms of like comments. So please comment below as well if you have any thoughts on like where AI is going or anything that I'm presenting in these videos. So some other really cool stuff here. You have this app here. I don't know if you've seen this before, but basically this, like I said, this rolled out months ago, but you can like talk to the app. So you have ChatGPT basically working on your Mac all the time. You can talk to it. You can have it do stuff for you, do research for you. You can take screenshots of stuff. You can ask GPT about it. You can upload files. You can take photos, and you can basically talk to ChatGPT. So just an easier way to use ChatGPT on your Mac if you haven't done this already. So the other really cool thing I saw recently, another great follow here, Dr. Sintas on X as well. So what he's showing here in Anthropic is that you can now improve an existing prompt. So this is really, really cool. So I can write out a prompt, right? So he's giving an example here, like, create a plan about how to learn something, right? And then it's going to actually write out very, very detailed prompts that you can then plug back into Claude or even GPT or something like that. So prompt engineering, is a big deal. It used to be a bigger deal back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I literally mean like a year and a half ago. It was actually becoming really huge. But now you can have the AI help you write prompts. So if you're struggling to get the AI to do something for you, you can come in here, go to Claude, go to Anthropic, and basically have it improve an existing prompt for you. So say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, and it'll write out a full prompt that you can then copy into AI to have it do that work for you. I thought that was really cool. So something else I wanted to bring you. So this is Ben Affleck talking about how AI is affecting the movie industry. So I actually thought what he had to say was really, really insightful. So I cut over to his part here, and let's watch a little bit of this as well.
AI can write you excellent imitative verse that sounds Elizabethan. It cannot write you Shakespeare. The function of having 2 actors or 3 or 4 actors in a room and the taste to discern and construct that is something that currently entirely eludes AI's capability, and I think will for a meaningful period of time. What AI is going to do is going to disintermediate the more laborious, less creative, and more costly aspects of filmmaking that will allow costs to be brought down, that will lower the barrier to entry, that will allow more voices to be heard, that will make it easier for the people who want to make Good Will Huntings to go out and make it. Look, AI is a craftsman at best. Craftsmen can learn to make stickly furniture by sitting down next to somebody and seeing what their technique is and imitating. That's how large video models, large language models basically work. A library of vectors of meaning and transformers that interpret context, right? But they're just cross-pollinating things that exist. Nothing new is created.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. And
so he makes a really, really important point. And this is a point that I've made in the past and one that I think is really, really salient, really smart point to make. So the point that he's making here is that AI right now is really good at doing tasks. So it's a great, great task runner. So some other videos I'm going to come out with later this week on like computer use, basically having AI run your computer for you and do tasks for you. So I think a lot of like the menial labor in the tech world right now, and this is going to go into, I think later on, this is going to go into like other tasks in like the real world, let's say, but like stuff that you can do on computers, AI is going to be really, really good at doing that stuff and taking out sort of the really low level work that people get paid to do right now. The point he's making is that that's happening already in the movie industry. So if there's stuff that is sort of menial stuff that AI can do, it's going to be really good at doing that, and it's going to save people a ton of time and money. So if you wanted to have like cut screens or like backgrounds for movies, or you wanted to add some extras to a movie, things like that, that's all going to be taken care of with AI. So I've showed you a ton of stuff with Runway and how Runway works right now. I think Runway is definitely the best AI video producer out there right now. So using stuff like Runway, you can create background videos, you can create all these things that help the process of movie making, but it's not going to write a movie script for you that's going to be phenomenal. It's not going to write dialogue that's amazing. It's not going to, create characters that are insanely awesome that kids and people and adults want to watch on TV and watch in movies. Humans are still going to do a better job of that. So the example he gives is Shakespeare. It's not going to write Shakespeare for you, which I think is a really smart point. And, I thought the funniest comment here was, I say this with respect and genuine surprise, has he always been this sharp? So I've never actually heard Ben Affleck talk. He's definitely a really smart dude just watching that clip. And I think he makes a great point. So the next thing I want to bring you, something from good friend here, Pliny the Liberator. I love this guy. I made a video on him before and how he's basically hacked all this AI stuff. And he basically goes in and jailbreaks every single new AI large language model. He's an insanely cool dude. So he's now showing an example of how an AI agent out in the wild, so basically an AI bot that was sent out into the wild, signed signed into a Gmail account, coded ransomware, compressed it into a zip file, wrote a phishing email, attached a payload, and successfully delivered it to the target. So essentially what farms are doing out there in the real world, and when I say farms, I mean like really negative actors like black hat hackers and stuff that are going out there and finding emails and sending people viruses and stuff like that. AI agents are already doing that. So this is really crazy. So apparently he basically, like I said, jailbreaks these AI models. So he enabled God mode and he basically got it to do this insane stuff, to do everything that he, basically said. So he went and basically hacked this AI and got it to do some evil stuff. It even has evil laughter as it's doing this. Evil laughter continues while checking our compiled payload. So really crazy stuff. But basically AI is now doing evil stuff out in the wild, and there's AI agents that are doing this stuff. So I think that cybersecurity is going to be a bigger industry than ever before, because not only are there going to be amazing hackers that are going to do a really good job at this, but now you have those hackers now training the AI. Going back to that Ben Affleck example, you're showing them how to do things, right? You're training them to be sort of workers for you. Really good hackers training AI to go hack stuff is a very dangerous equation. And I think the world of cybersecurity is only going to become more important moving forward as a result of this. So one last thing I want to bring you. This is from Ethan Molik, another great follow on X here. I believe he's a professor who talks a lot about AI models and some of the really cool stuff. So this is a video of an AI model. So this is using computer use here with Claude again. And essentially there's a video that was taken of a construction site, and it's asking the AI, so hey Claude with computer use, watch this construction site video and write up the things you see that are dangerous or good. Create a spreadsheet of critical issues to address. So basically doing an on-site evaluation of a construction site for, different purposes, let's say legal purposes or like government citation purposes, things like that. So it actually does a really good job. So it analyzes the video. It's going through every screenshot here. It takes screenshots of all the different areas and it compiles this spreadsheet of all of the potential violations and all the stuff that are good. So it even categorizes them, right? So immediate safety. So you can see here, immediate safety issues, fall protection, quality control, exposed rebar, trip hazards, unmarked excavation edges, vehicle pedestrian interaction zones. This is insane stuff. I mean, it's doing the job of a very highly skilled, very highly paid worker that would go to these construction sites. Now, a lot of this is going to be, a little bit made up, right? Like AI tends to hallucinate. So this isn't going to be spot on, but if it can do this job, even at 70 to 80% level, it's going to save a ton of money in the world. And I think people like Elon Musk who are coming up with their like Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge, that's going out and basically, he's basically promising to save the government a ton of money by doing stuff. I would imagine he's going to use AI to do a lot of government jobs and save a ton of money in the process, which I think will end up, reducing the amount of jobs out there, and I think might actually end up having a negative impact on the economy. I don't know for sure. I'm going to make another video on that in the future. I'm just going off on a rant there, but yeah, this is really, really cool stuff. You can see the potential of where this is going. If AI can basically do the job of an on-site construction manager, imagine all the other jobs it can do. So very, very cool stuff. That's all I have for you this week. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, definitely leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I can't wait to bring you our next video.